Hey, this is Andrew Brown. In this video, we're going to take a look at Amazon Text Extract, which supposedly can extract text for many things. I actually had a really large project that I evaluated this on a few years ago where I was having to process documents for safety transportation from the Canadian government. And I had like hundreds and hundreds of these things, and Text Extract was not up to the job. But it might be a lot better because that was a few years ago, and it looks like they've added a few more things. Like you can now analyze IDs. I think this is more like AWS trying to match the service offering of Azure's text extraction service, because their OCR service usually has been a lot better. Now maybe they're both on par. But you can see this one can extract out for these two here. I'd love to use my ID, but that might be an issue. But let's go ahead and say Canada driver's license example and see if it can do it. So there should be like a pretend one here. So here's an example of one. I'm going to go ahead and just drag that to my desktop here. And I'm going to go back over to here and see if it can analyze one. Okay, so I'm going to upload that. All right, so it is analyzing. It looks like it is pulling out information. So that is working pretty well. What's more interesting is like the document analyzer, because this can do a lot of stuff. So here's a form and it's grabbing the information out, showing the results. It can show the layouts, and this will, retain the places where this information is. Or if there's form data, it can try to detect that. Or if you have tables, it can make tabular data. So this one I think is something that we should play a little bit more around with. So I'm going to go ahead over to my repo here that I've been utilizing quite a bit for our course here. I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder here called this Text Extract. I really don't like how the service is called, installed, because I keep forgetting how to spell it. Text Extract. Textract. So they just called it like Amazon OCR. That would have made my life a lot easier. I'm going to make a new file here. I'm going to just keep working in Ruby because it's pretty darn easy to utilize Ruby. I'm going to go ahead and make a new file here. This will be, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and initialize a gem file here. Probably by now you know how to use Ruby because I keep making you use it, but it is a great framework to use, or language as to say. AWS SDK text extract. We'll bring in aux, could be Nokogiri, but I'm using aux today. And we'll say pry, we'll go ahead and do a bundle install. And I'll go ahead and just require this up here. We'll go over to AWS SDK version 3 text extract and get some code. That's not what I want. Ruby, come on. There we go. So I'll need the client. That's the first thing we're going to have to grab here. And I'm going to just take a look here. We want to analyze the document, so that will be the example we want. This one's very verbose, so I'm sure we don't need all of that information, but we'll go ahead and grab it. I'm going to look for example of tax form filled out Canada. See if we've got an example here of the document. Trying to find one. How about that one? Maybe we can go into images and find one here. I wonder if any of these are large enough to work with. I like how they have lessons. That's actually new. That's really interesting. They never had that before. I guess they really want people to do their tax returns. Copy image address. I'm just going to open this up, see if I can get it in a larger format. Yeah, that looks kind of okay. I'm going to just drag that off screen here. And I'm going to go back over to here. And actually, I'm going to tax doc. I'm going to drag this on into Text Extract here. Okay, so now I have this that I can work with. I guess we could store it in an S3 bucket. That kind of makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and I guess make a new S3 bucket. So I'm going to just go and make a new README here. README.md. And just in case, because we had this issue with recognition where if we were in another area, it wasn't able to do it, but it's showing the service here. So I'm assuming this is in CA Central 1. But for recognition, it only worked in US East 1. But I'm going to go ahead and say AWS S3 make bucket Textract, and just put some numbers here on the end like that. And I'm just going to be very specific where I'm placing this, CA Central 1. And then we'll do AWS S3 copy tax doc PNG. And that will be to here. Okay, so we will copy that into our bucket. Excellent. So now we can go ahead and just copy this stuff. It doesn't say, I'm going to assume that it's without the protocol. So we'll go ahead and just paste it in as such. Could also just do that up here and just make this a bit easier. So say bucket like that. Bucket. And then we have the name of our file. Name equals this. There is no S3 version of this object, but it might need versioned objects. So I guess we'll find out when we upload this. Here we can say what feature types we want to use. So we might want this returned as tabular data. It really is a form. So I could say forms. I'm going to leave tables for now. Human loop name. What is that? Okay, we'll go up here. Does it tell us what it is? Sometimes it tells us what these things are. No. What is a human loop name? And it says it's required. Flow definition ARN required. Okay. I guess we'll look this up. Flow definition ARN text extract. Sets up the human review workflow. The document will be required if one of the conditions is met. Oh, I mean, sure, but we don't want a human loop. Okay, so that's just like an optional feature, like if it had to go to a human. Okay. And we know that there are query options. I don't want to query anything, so I'm just going to take that out. I don't know if we need an adapter, so I'm going to take that out as well. That might be like additional functionalities that you want. But definitely, I believe that this this here is definitely required. And so I think this might be the minimum stuff that we need to utilize to make this work. I'm going to just be explicit here and just say region. I know this is already in CA Central 1, but I'm going to go ahead and just do that anyway. Okay, you do what you want to do. Different regions might have different problems, so just understand that. Bundle exec ruby main.rb is how we're going to run that code. Assuming I did a bundle install first. Did I do a bundle install? Unsupported document format. Okay, what format does it provide? I thought it was JPEG. Format document text extract. JPEG, PNG, PDF, or TIFF format. We are using PNG, right? Or is it JPEG? Maybe I specified the version wrong. So this is actually a PNG. What did I write in here? I wrote PNG. So it says that it should support it. Okay, I'll go ahead and PNG. Because I'm using one that it should allow. Detect document text is synchronous API that only supports PNG or JPG images. Okay, well, I'm using a PNG. So what do you want from me, you know? We'll go back over to our example here, wherever that code is here. Maybe somewhere here it tells us. Analyze document formats supported AWS. So analyze document here, format supported. The format of the input document isn't supported. Documents for operations can be PNG, JPEG, PDF, or TIFF. Okay, well, we are definitely 100% using a PNG. So just give me a moment to figure this out, okay? Oh, you know what it is? I think it's because we say the S3 object here and then we have bytes. So I think it's like it's either one or the other. What if we take that out? Would that fix our problem? There we go. But you know what? I didn't put a binding pry in here, so we didn't get to see our results. Let's try this again. Clear. And I have to require binding prior, or it's not going to work. We'll try this again. Response. We get a structure back. That is good. I can go here, type in blocks. Sorry, blocks. Okay, and so we get geometry. So I can go and type in geometry. Okay, and so we get that. There's probably like a lot in here. I'm going to go first. See, it's a little bit hard to see what you're doing, but we're definitely getting stuff back. This brings back a struct with points. So you really have to work to parse this. That's not that important. I don't really want to fully parse this today. So I think this is fine. Okay, we are getting data back, and you could work through this and do more stuff with it. But for a simple example, I think that we showed that we could programmatically work with it. And the rest is not necessary to show. So I'll go ahead and just save this. But at least we know about the issue with the configuring this, okay? So I'll go ahead and say text extract code example. All right, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao.